welcome to Bickering Books. I'm Becky.
Hi, and I'm Sarah.
And today we are doing our to be read check-in. These are the books that we at some point in our past thought, hey, I should read that. So we put it on Goodreads, and now we're going through and using you as an excuse to clear out our Goodreads to be read shelf.
Or Goodreads subliminally made me put it on my shelf because it does.
That's true. And as I will explain, sometimes there are extenuating factors that looking back, you're like, why did I let this guide me? So the book I picked is called An Off Year by Claire Zulkey. This book has been on my to-be-read shelf since March 9th, 2012. And I will say right now that I'm 99.9% sure that the reason that I put this on my to-be-read shelf is that John Green blurbed the book. After having tried to read the book, I feel that John Green blurbed the book because the character wrote the book when she was in college and she went to the same college he did, and they probably had some of the same professors, so there might have been some connections there. So I probably should give a description. So this book is about Cecily Powers, who lives in Chicago, and she graduates from high school and she gets into Kenyon College, which is in Ohio, and a very, very, very good school.
It's beautiful too.
It's a beautiful school.
Beautiful. Super expensive.
I went to college by Kenyon, and I've driven by it many, many times. I
almost went there. I wanted to go there, and then I saw the price, and I'm like,
it's very expensive. It's very, very expensive. So Claire's dad packs her up, takes her to college. She gets to her dorm, looks in her dorm, and says, can't do it, don't want to, going home. And so this is about the year that her gap year while she tries to figure out why she didn't want to go to college. So my problem with a good year, which I did not finish, and I will say that very rarely do I not finish a book. I think on my DNF shelf, there might be 6 books for 5 years of good reading, which is a lot of books when you think about how much I read.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So my problem with this book is that it's told in first person, but it's first person we're going to call it detached. There are no emotions, there's nothing, and she doesn't do anything. Her gap year of discovery, she doesn't discover anything, and spoiler alert, end of the book, she ends up back at Kenyon College. So basically, I spent 3 days, and I made it 78 pages, which if we're not very carefully read, of a 119-page book. So I couldn't do it.
That sounds terrible.
It was.
What's the rating?
Giving it a goblin. I don't think it's horrible enough to be a troll because I think that there are some aspects of it that are kind of interesting. But it's just not for me. Somebody somewhere might like it, but I am not that reader.
Well, you were super nice because if I didn't finish a book, it would get the lowest rating possible.
I see potential. She tried. She's 19 or 20, so I mean, you got to give her that.
Okay, you're too nice, but whatever. Okay, let's move on to my book. So I've been having a rough time recently with the different new books that I've been reading. They're kind of been terrible, but this one, and Promise of Forever. This one was absolutely awesome, and I cannot wait to read the next one. And I, of course, have to order it outside of our system, so it takes forever. But anyway, let me get into what awesomeness this book is. So it's called Storm by Brigid Kemmerer. I think that's how you say her name. I really want to actually say it right because this really was a good book and it deserves me to actually say it right. But Storm. And so it's about these 3 brothers who have the ability to control the elements. Now, not your periodic table, but more like earth, wind, air, water, and fire. Here we go.
Captain America.
Anyways.
Captain Planet. I'm sorry, that makes more sense.
Captain Planet. Love it. So the brothers in this book have basically a bit too much power as far as the other people with similar supernatural abilities believe. So they will stop at nothing to stop these brothers from using their powers or having these powers, and consequences get kind of deadly. Oops. Anyway, so enter our main character, Becca, who after a self-defense class, because she's been having trouble at school with just rumors and stuff. Anyway, so after a self-defense class, she saves the youngest brother, Chris, from getting beat up. And she takes him home, and from there she's kind of wrapped up into the web of these brothers because she's kind of drawn to them. Like the twins, the older twins, they're kind of hilarious and vivacious, and she's obviously attracted to Chris because, come on, it's a teen book and it's a romance book. So there's that whole attraction. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So then things just become deadly, and she's running for her life while also falling in love and all of that fun stuff. And I can't wait for the next book because it was awesome.
So your rating is?
So my rating, I want to give it 2 unicorns, but I think I might just give it 1 because I also didn't want to put this book down. No, I'll give it 2 unicorns. I don't want to put it down. I loved it. I'm reading the next book, and I want to read all of the next books unless the next one's terrible, which I doubt. But
was this one good enough that if the next one is like the worst book ever written, you're gonna still keep reading?
Probably.
That's a good book. I've had a couple of those.
It was good.
As you cradle it to your heart.
So that is our TBR check-in. So nice seeing you. Adios.